everyone. My name is Kubo from Sharoushi Masters. I am currently working at Sharoushi Masters in Vancouver and Victoria, Canada. A Sharoushi, or Labor and Social Security Attorney, is a professional in pension-related matters. This is a national license established by Japan, specifically related to the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare. We are authorized to handle these government systems, provide consultations, and perform duties within our professional scope on behalf of our clients. So, the work of a Sharoushi, which is short for Shakai Hoken Rumushi, Labor and Social Security Attorney, is what I do. I have been recognized for this work and am currently operating as Sharoushi Masters here in BC. There are many Japanese people working in Canada now as well. Or there are also many people in Canada who have worked in Japan before. So in that sense, if you don't combine the periods you worked in Japan and the periods you worked in Canada over the course of your life to connect them to your pension, it would end up being a huge disadvantage, wouldn't it? However, if we look back a bit, about 30 years ago, people often talked about the missing pension records, didn't they? When I first started working, I've been a labor and social security attorney for about 35 years now. Back when I first started, people would say, my pension records are missing. They would say, I definitely worked at this company, but there's no record of it. I often did work where people would ask me to please help them recall or somehow recover those records. There was a period of several decades where things weren't properly organized, from the missing pension records issue to records of benefits people forgot to claim or records that showed unpaid premiums even though they had been paid. The pension record issue was certainly a major social problem, and it has been improved over a long period of time. Now, digital transformation, DX, has also progressed. The My Number system was also established, so by linking this with DX, it has become possible to identify records quite accurately. Having said that, unfortunately, this is only a story within Japan. If you leave Japan and start working in another country, the stance is that they don't know anything beyond that point, right? It's like, sorry, but that's a matter for other countries, isn't it? However, there is something called a social security agreement, isn't there? To ensure that individuals don't lose their rights, there are agreements with about 20 countries such as Japan and Canada, Japan and the US, and Japan and other nations that include systems where periods of work or residence outside of Japan can still be recognized as pension coverage periods. Because of that, you don't have to give up. You can still receive your Japanese pension, you know? There are actually many people who assume they can no longer receive a Japanese pension and therefore haven't filed a claim. Or there are also people who have just given up on it because they think their period of coverage in Japan was too short. Well, in some countries there were cases in the past where receiving a Japanese pension would result in a reduction of the pension from that country. Well, or rather, to be honest, this was an issue that existed until 2023. But from 2024 onwards, it is no longer the case in major countries. So even if you thought it was too late and you are already 70 or 75 years old, you can still receive the pension for the 5 years prior to the statute of limitations, as well as for the future. You can receive it no matter how old you are now. While there is a 5-year statute of limitations on pensions, it doesn't mean everything disappears. So if you haven't claimed it yet, or if you are thinking about claiming it from now on, however, the claim process in Japan is still a bit analog. For instance, things like electronic signatures are often not accepted. So even if you want to claim what you're entitled to, it can be quite a hassle in many ways. But please rest assured and leave it to us. As I mentioned earlier, I work by connecting Vancouver, BC and Japan in real time. So while recently places like Toronto and Montreal and like Quebec as well, we receive requests from these places as well, and also from North America. So, well, even with the time differences, we can connect in real time and get the work done. This is really the great thing about the DX-enabled internet, isn't it? So, with these benefits in mind, even if you thought your rights were useless until now, you can make use of them from here on out. Or if you are thinking about preparing something for the future, please do reach out to us. Also, if you have any concerns, even small ones, please feel free to contact us, starting with our Line account. I will personally reply to you. By using Line, you can contact us and receive replies without your information being leaked to others, so please do get in touch. We are Sharoushi Masters. We look forward to working with you in the future. Well then, I'll see you in the next video.